It was now Friday night at Monster Jam World Finals 25, and it was time to crown the winner of Friday's racing bracket. The champion would punch their ticket into Saturday's World Racing Championship Finals. Round 1 got underway with Bari Musawir and Stars and Stripes Zombies taking the blue lane against Cole Vennard and Black Pearl in the red lane. Cole grabbed the early lead, but it was a mistake in the final corner opened the door for Bari to drive by and steal the win. Next up was Armando Castro and El Toro Loco in the red lane against Brandon Arthur and Megalodon in the blue lane. It was a tight race from start to finish, but Armando held on to advance into the next round. Fernando Martinez lined up in Stars and Stripes El Toro Loco in the blue lane against Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash in the red lane. Fernando got out in front early and never looked back, earning his spot into round 2. Then it was Matt Cody and Stars and Stripes Gravedigger taking on Tristan England and JCB Digatron. The two stayed close the entire race, but Gravedigger cut the final corner and clipped the starting line marker, handing the win over to Tristan. Jim Kohler rolled to the line in a venture against Cody Saucier and Dragon. Dragon put together another clean run and advanced into the second round. The final matchup of round 1 featured Adam Anderson and Gravedigger the Legend against Brianna Mohan and Bailey Circuit. These two met in the opening round last year, where Brianna pulled off the upset. This time, Adam got his revenge, taking the win and moving on to round 2. Round 2 opened with Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger taking on Bari Musawir and Stars and Stripes Zombie. Ryan grabbed the lead early and never gave Bari a chance to close the gap, punching his ticket into the semifinals. Tristan England lined up in JCB Digatron against Bryce Kenny and Tech Deck Rec Deck. Tristan put together another strong run, advancing into the semifinals. The final race of round 2 featured Cody Saucier and the Dragon against Adam Anderson, Gravedigger the Legend. The two stayed close through most of the course, but Adam found another gear in the final corner and pulled away to earn the last semifinal spot. The first semifinal match, Ryan Anderson against Fernando Martinez. Ryan looked like he had the race won after taking the lead midway through the course, but Fernando made one final charge and slipped by Ryan at the finish to earn a spot in the championship race. The second semifinal featured Adam Anderson taking on Tristan England. It was another incredibly close race, but Tristan edged out Adam to move on to the finals. That set up a championship showdown between Tristan England and JCB Digatron and Fernando Martinez and Stars and Stripes El Toro Loco. Tristan grabbed a slight advantage early and never gave it up, holding off Fernando to win Friday night's racing bracket. The victory sends Tristan into Saturday's World Racing Championship Finals, where he'll get his third opportunity to compete for a World Racing title while chasing his second championship. With Friday's racing bracket complete, it was time to kick off Freestyle, where the drivers would try to battle for the top spot and hold the top spot all through Saturday and win the championship. The action started with Matt Pagurello and Excalibur. Matt came out swinging with huge air right from the start, but after one of his biggest jumps, the truck snagged a front tire on the landing, ripping the wheel off and bringing his run to an early end before he could put together a competitive score. Next up was Alex Barden and Earthshaker. Alex came out with a lot of momentum, throwing the truck into some big air before pulling off an impressive save midway through the run. Unfortunately, the truck shut off shortly after, and despite his efforts, he couldn't get it restarted, finishing with a 5.034. Kayla Blood was next in Stars and Stripes Sparkle Smash. Making her 5th World Finals appearance, she got off to a strong start with some big air, but an awkward landing sent her truck into a violent double rollover, 67 seconds still left on the clock. The crash ended her run early, earning a 4.462. Then it was last chance qualifier winner Triton Robbins in Crazy Train, making his first ever World Finals freestyle appearance. Triton came out with plenty of speed and launched off the step-up ramp, but a bad bounce on the landing sent the truck over, ending his run with 117 seconds remaining and leaving him without a score. Two-time World Finals champion Colt Stevens was next in Thunder Roars. Colt was putting together a solid run before a massive landing with 93 seconds left shut the truck off. You could immediately see the frustration as he threw his steering wheel and shook around in the seat, knowing mechanical issues had cut another promising run short. It seemed like truck failure were becoming the story of the night. Chris Kohler followed in mayhem, making a second World Finals freestyle appearance. Chris came out with plenty of speed, cross-threading the track with big air before landing the first backflip of the night. In the closing seconds, he turned things up another level, throwing two huge saves before finishing with an impressive stoppie. The judges rewarded the run with an 8.739, putting Mayhem into the lead. Dalton Widener was next in Shell Shock. Making his third World Finals appearance, Dalton put together a smooth, consistent run, mixing in a backflip midway through before using nearly every second on the clock. In the final moment, he linked together a backflip into a moonwalk before carrying a wheelie across another obstacle. The combination earned him an 8.769, moving Shell Shock into the top spot. Looking for another World Finals championship, Zach Garner was next in Wildside. His run started a little slower than expected, but one thing that really stood out was how aggressively he attacked the car stacks throughout the run. Zach mixed in a backflip into a short one-wheel moonwalk before adding more big air and another backflip to close things out. The judges gave him a 7.937. Kristen Anderson was next in Grandma Gravedigger. She opened with a solid first jump, but one thing that immediately stood out to me was how she worked that throttle. It reminded me a lot of her dad, Dennis. Later in the run, she cased a jump that popped the truck into a nose wheelie, and somehow she controlled it like it was planned. She then became the first driver of the night to hit the apex backflip ramp, landing it cleanly before heading to the opposite ramp and landing another backflip. She ended off the run with a rollover right as time expired. Honestly, this might have been one of the best freestyle runs I've ever seen from Kristen. The judges scored it an 8.027. Camden Murphy rolled out next in Classroom Crusher. He came out with plenty of momentum, but through the first minute, nothing really stood out. That changed when he linked together a backflip into moonwalk before heading for the apex backflip ramp. Unfortunately, he couldn't complete the second backflip attempt, finishing with a 7.955. Next up was Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer. Her run started off fairly mild, but about 70 seconds in, she launched into a huge jump that ended in disaster. The hard landing broke both tie rods, ending her run early and resulting in a 4.929. Making his World Finals freestyle debut, Tony Oakes was next in Stars and Stripes JCB Digatron. The run stayed fairly calm early on before Tony threw down the first donut of the night around the 70-second mark. From there, he attacked the apex backflip ramp, landing a backflip into moonwalk before going back for another one. This time, he over-rotated, sending the truck into another half flip before coming to rest on the roof. The run earned a 7.560. Tyler Menninga was next in Gravedigger, and unfortunately, it was a deja vu from last year. Tyler came out with one huge error on his opening hit, but immediately ripped a wheel off, ending his run almost before it even begun. It was another disappointing World Finals freestyle for one of the sport's biggest names. The final freestyle run of the night belonged to Weston Anderson and the Red Primer Gravedigger. Weston came out with great momentum, building confidence with every jump before a massive hit around the 100-second mark nearly ended the run. Somehow he pulled it off, an incredible save, and kept the truck going. Honestly, I was yelling at my TV watching this one because I've been waiting for Weston to have a breakout World Finals freestyle run. The judges gave him a 6.563. When the scores were finalized, Dalton Widener and Shell Shock held on to the top spot, heading into Saturday night's Freestyle Championship. To close out the night, Monster Jam celebrated the 25th anniversary of El Toro Loco by bringing out Black, Nitro, Yellow, Ice, Stars and Stripes, and the original El Toro Loco together on the floor. Armando Castro then launched over the entire lineup in an incredible tribute. To be honest, it looked like he almost clipped the last truck, but he cleared them all before fireworks lit up the stadium, officially bringing Friday night's festivals to a close. What a way to end the night. Friday's racing champion has been crowned, the freestyle field is set, and there are still more world championships to be decided. We'll have full coverage of Saturday's racing finals and freestyle championship, so be sure to stay tuned to Monster Truck Time.